Alright, so this is I'm just doing a screencast recording of this tool, which I have heard a little bit about and just sort of did a little experiment with each one of these tasks. I'm going to be doing this work for eComp 6016, which is teaching and learning with multimedia. These are cluster B tasks, 24, 25, 26, and 27. They'll have to do with picture editing, some pretty basic techniques. So the tool that I'm going to be using is not either of the recommended ones, which are Sumo Paint and GIMP. What I'm going to be using is called Pixlr. So you can access that by going to pixlr.com. So this is the website. I've already made an account and logged in. To access the web interface, the web tools to use, you can go up to the web apps here, scroll down a little bit, and then when it says Pixlr Editor, click on Launch Web App. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be opening an image from my computer. So I have a bunch of pictures that I've taken on a recent trip to Newfoundland. So I'm going to pull those up if I can find them here. And believe this is the one that I was just sort of experimenting with, so I'll show you that. So I'm going to open this picture of the boat here, and initially it's upside down, which is not great, but part of the techniques we're going to be going over is how to rotate it, so that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that right now. In the bottom left you can actually see the resolution size, which is kind of nice. So the first task that it asks you to do is to resize it. So with our picture open here, we can actually go up to image, and our first option underneath image is image resize. Once I select that, I receive a window where I can highlight the given text, and then I can change it to whatever number I want. This photo was originally taken on my iPhone, so the resolution is pretty high, but because we're posting these on the web, we want to, reduce it a lot more. Pretty standard for like web-based images is like 600 by 800. So I took the larger width there and I reduced it down to 800. So from here I hit OK. You can see my picture physically shrinks on the screen, and then the numbers in the bottom left-hand corner also change. From here I'm just going to save it so that I have this adjusted size. So this was task 24. So I'm going to save that, and I'm just going to drop it on my desktop for now, and I will grab it later. Yes. So the next one in our list is to crop this photo. So I'm actually going to skip over that one because I don't want to try to crop it while it's upside down. I want to rotate it first, and then I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to zoom in here so I can see this a little bit better. Too far. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this picture. So under the image tab again, the third one down is rotate 180. That's going to flip it all the way around. You can also rotate it by 90 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise. So because mine is completely upside down, I'm just going to rotate by 180. And you can see that we have a nice right side up image. So I'm going to save this so we can hold on to that. And that was 26, I guess. And then we're going to do OK here. Save that also to the desktop. We're going to replace all those old ones that I already did. And then now we are going to crop it. So cropping it, there is a crop tool in your toolbar over here on the left. So with that selected, I can now drag a box around whatever section of this picture I want to keep. So I can make it really small, I can make it really big. I'm just going to keep most of the same picture. I'm just going to crop out this white building on the side, which is slightly ugly, and sort of bring the focus more to this boat here. So this looks about good. And then once I have it set, I can just hit enter on the keyboard, and it will crop it for me. So that's all you need to do for cropping. I'm going to save that one out. This one is 25. Do OK, save it to the desktop as well. Replace. So that was 24, 25, and 26. 27 gets a little bit more in depth with photo editing. It talks about using the clone tool and then also adding in additional pieces to the element, or to the image, I guess. So what I was thinking might be cool would be to replace the name Nicole Daniel with any name you wanted. I'm going to use my name as an example. So I have my background layer selected here. I'm just going to unlock that so we can edit it. And I'm going to zoom way in so I can get a closer look at this boat here. So as we're zoomed in, the tool we're going to be using is called the clone tool. So in this program, it looks like a stamp. In many photo editing programs, it looks like a stamp. I know in Photoshop it does. So that's the tool we're going to be using here. If you hover over it, it says clone stamp tool. And so the requirements of this tool are that you have a place from inside the image that you're going to copy and sort of use as the coloring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make our brush a little bit smaller here so that we don't accidentally erase the edge of the boat up here. So I have a nice small brush, and what I'm going to try to find is similar colors that match the blue of this section of the boat. So I think that down here, right sort of along the bottom, has a very similar color to up there. I wouldn't pick this area here because there's that gradient in there, and I don't want the gradient to be up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Command on a Mac or probably Control on a PC, and I'm going to select this area here. So I just clicked here, so that's going to tell this brush tool to get the pixel information from here, and then as I paint, it's going to paint from that area down there. So you can see the marker down there that picks up the blue color, and I can paint it up here. And you can see that with just a little bit of painting, all of that text is gone, and now I have a blank blue boat, which I can do whatever I want with. So the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my own name in here, and I'm going to want it to look pretty similar to what we just had there. So using the text tool over here, this A, you can add a text field. So I'm going to call mine, so SS is like classic boat stuff, and then my name is Greenwood, so I'm going to pick that. I'm going to reduce the size a bit. So we'll go down to maybe 10. Let's go 9, see what that looks like. And then we're going to get white for our text color, and bold is going to be good because we're going to want it to stand out so that people can read it. So we're going to hit OK. The next thing I need to do is putting it right here looks okay, but it's like pretty obvious that it's not part of the boat and it was just stamped on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is sort of like blend it in with here. So once I have my text ready, the next thing I need to do is I need to rasterize it, because right now it's in text file format and you can't really do the next step, which is a free transform. We want to be able to edit it, change the size a little bit, rotate it, that kind of thing. So if we go over here and we right click on this layer, we can do rasterize layer. So with our rasterized layer, you see how it gets all like pixelated here? So now this is a bunch of pixels instead of actually text. So I can't go in and change these letters at all if I misspelled or anything. I would kind of be out of luck. I'd have to delete this layer and redo it. But now that it's rasterized, I can do my editing thing. So I'm going to go up here to free transform underneath the edit tab, and it gives me the box around my text, which I can now edit. So I can make it slightly bigger or slightly smaller as I see fit. And then I can also, if I hover the mouse just outside the box, you can see that it changes to a little rotating arrow. So if I click and hold and drag around the circle of the center of the image, you can see that the text is going to move and turn based on where I drag it. So I'm going to find a good angle here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. and position it there. So once you sort of play with that and get it to the right spot, you can just hit return and it'll save that image to where it was. I'm now going to zoom out so we can go up here to view and say actual pixel size, and now we have this boat that says SS Greenwood on it instead of the original words. So I'm going to go up and save that one as my task 27 to my desktop as well. And those are sort of 4 quick tips that you can do for photo editing within this Pixlr web app, which is cool. It's a lot like Photoshop. It's free. So give it a shot, see if you like it. Thanks for watching.